Alright, what's up? You guys are probably wondering, how do I make money with this little spaceship? Well, you selfish little crypto miners.
Attention helium miners!
The rewards are pretty simple. Similar to helium, except for we're not going under into oblivion.
And it exploded.
We're not going to make 3 different coins to subsidize the previous thing that we already added and confused. It's just one coin for light and noise pollution. So you will earn polite tokens, polite network tokens, P tokens, however you want to call them. They're going to be green and you're going to get them in your wallet. You're going to be paid for uptime. Even if it's not noisy or if it's super noisy, you're not going to be penalized or earn more if it's more or less noisy. Same with light. It's dependent on location. I'll throw up the map here right here. If you've ever done something like Wayru or Helium, your app comes with a map, and on that map are little hexes. Each hex is owned by a miner. On Polite Network, there can be multiple people in one hex, but the first person there is going to earn the most amount of the rewards, and from there it will tier down. So if you want to earn the most, you have to be the first person in the tier. The point of this is to incentivize spreading out, because we don't need 90 miners in one location. Helium. Next question, how much are you going to earn? How much are you going to earn? That will be dependent on your question. Are you asking dollars? Are you asking in crypto? Because in crypto, you'll be earning polite tokens. What those are worth in dollars are dependent on the market.
The market?
You can kind of line it up to just other new coins or however you want to go about that. I'm not going to give price predictions because that's not really what the token's about. You better buy this thing to support the network. There shall be no profiteering. Yeah, no, first people are going to make the most, and it tiers down. It's kind of like a first come first serve system, so the earlier miners will earn more than the later miners, also based on like what hex you're in. The rewards start with giving them out mostly to position, and then tier into giving them out for data quality. So what's with all this data? What are we doing with this data? Who's going to use the data?
My data stream.
LLMs, health networks, governments, research. It's almost endless who can use this kind of data. So then the way that the token is long-term propped up is, let's use GBT for an example, or just any LLM, because I don't want to say that they will use us, but we're the only ones, so eventually they will pair us in. But nonetheless, so right now you can get search queries for what's the weather in New Zealand right now, and GBT can tell you. Alexa! So can the internet, but GBT is pulling that data from a API source on the internet and then sending it to GBT and then allowing you to do that. Same with any other LLM that has access to the internet. Our API will be credit based, and as people search, is it noisy here, or try to do any research based on that kind of information, every single time it reiterates or any time that it pulls data, they will be paying API credits in order to access the data, which then directly relates the coin to its worth in the world. Past that, other people could be accessing the API like Airbnb. If they want to give like a noise score, a light score for the location, that's a reputable score that can actually be like seen in live time. Anyone who downloads the app will have access to the data, can look around the map, have fun, do whatever. But in order to call that information to any sort of software, download that kind of live information, you will need to pay for credits. And that's the whole kind of where the token's worth exists upon. Will some miners earn more than other miners? No. All polite miners would be the same. No Katarina, Planet Watch, divulging, multi-spectrum. No. One miner, one doodad. Everyone competes at the same rate. How do you set it up to start earning? You plug it in, connect it to the app, and sync up your wallet. And then as long as your miner's online, connected to Wi-Fi, you're good to go. If you stack 19 of them in your house, it would look really cool, and definitely send me a photo, because I mean, like, I'm not going to be mad, but like, you shouldn't do that. We don't need that much data in one specific location. But if you did, definitely send me a picture, because that'd be funny as hell. I love pictures of like 20 helium miners in one room for no reason, supporting the network. And if you notice, this miner is unstackable. With the dome on top, you actually can't stack it. It's they'll fall over. But for real, subscribe to the channel, like the video, do some stuff. Let's get this miner out there. No, the design is actually, there's a lot to the design. The dome reflects a lot of the light inward that you wouldn't normally get from a little tiny diode that you'd pick it up. So most of the light sensors are kind of like close range. This one picks up a little more far range. Everything's in analog, so we're getting some great data. Yeah, you can't stack it. Someone's definitely gonna like 3D print like a little top hat. Okay, so someone should make a little top hat that you can 3D print and then stack it on top of it. If you do that, I'll send you a second one for free.